We are delighted to be joined by the NBA Championship winner and owner of the Dallas Mavericks, Mark Cuban, who is with us via satellite. And we will get to plenty in this conversation. His new Go campaign with Skechers, his new best-selling book, How to Succeed in the Sport of Business, and we'll also touch on the Los Angeles Dodgers and how it pertains to Mark Cuban. You can see the t-shirt behind me, MarkCubanSaveTheDodgers.com, also the bobblehead. But let's start with the NBA. Mark, first off, it's great to have you with us. Dwight Howard, in a recent interview, just said he was envious of the relationship you have with Dirk Nowitzki. Now, Mark, you just won a championship with Dirk. Dwight seems to think Dirk was able to help shape that team. Was that the case?
No.
So Dwight Howard is mistaken.
No. Actually, Dirk and I have a great relationship, and do I bounce everything off him? Absolutely. You know, not just Dirk, but J. Kidd, you know, all the guys who like to be in the know and know what's going on. I really do try to make an effort to communicate with them and also explain our strategy and what we're trying to accomplish. But what comes down to it, Dirk knows he's a lousy general manager, and he trusts us to do the right thing. But it is important for us to include him in the conversation, and to listen. Trust me, he comes up with ideas all the time, and sometimes he's right. And when he's right, we tell him we think it's a good idea, and when he's wrong, we'll tell him we don't like it either.
Mark, you're one of 3 owners who has permission to speak with Dwight Howard. His agent is Dan Fagan. You have a couple of Dan's clients on your team. Is Mark Cuban and the Dallas Mavericks the right fit for Dwight Howard?
I can't really talk about other teams' players. We've had conversations with Orlando about various trade opportunities. I don't see anything happening. But that's the nature of the beast in the NBA. The deals that you think are going to happen never do, and the deals you think you have no chance at, a la Lamar Odom, fall in your lap sometimes, and you just got to be ready to pull the trigger. So, I think Ryan's done a good job, and I think Ryan's influence down there and keeping Dwight to stay may have paid off. But I don't see anything really there happening.
You're referencing Ryan Taka, who runs the Stay Dwight campaign, and Ryan's pressed to really show Dwight Howard one more big support of love. I take it, Mark, that you don't see anything happening with Dwight?
I mean, it's up to, it's up to the Magic. I mean, it's completely in their control. And that's what the rules are designed to enable. So I don't know. I mean, look, I can make an argument why the trade should happen. I can make an argument why it shouldn't. So, fortunately, I don't have to make that call. It's completely up to the Magic.
Lamar Odom, the aforementioned Lamar Odom. You also landed Vince Carter. How did these deals work out?
I hope they work out really well. We got a trade exception when we lost Tyson Chandler to New York. When he signed there, we turned it into a sign and trade. And, LA called us up and said, look, would you be interested in Lamar Odom? We're not willing to take back salary. You have a trade exception. Do you want him? We said yes, and it took about 4 hours, and it was done. So that was a great deal. In terms of Vince wanted to come and play for a championship team and hopefully help us win another one. And, I think he's going to do great things. So the combination of Dirk and Vince and Lamar, Jason Kidd, Jason Terry, and our younger guys, I think, we've got a chance to do it again.
Wow, championship contender all over again. Mark, let me give you a hypothetical. If you were NBA commissioner for a day, what is the #1 change you would make in the league?
I'd anoint the Dallas Mavericks champion every year, no matter what. I don't know. David's got such a tough job. He put himself actually in a really difficult position when the league bought the Hornets. We knew there were going to be situations arise around Chris Paul when it happened, and now we have to deal with it. And all this talk about the league stepping in unfairly, how can the league step in and void a trade? Let me just tell you, trades get voided and changed last minute all the time. Owners, GMs do a deal that they think the owners will approve, and I've sat there in conversations that would be like, okay, I like this deal. If I get my owner to buy in and say yes, then we have a deal. And then they go to the owner, and the owner says no. And the reason that happens is because a lot of general managers feel the pressure to win now, otherwise their job might be at stake. Whereas an owner might have a longer term perspective. And because of that, you know, trades get vetoed. I've had it happen to me, and I've vetoed trades. So, you know, all this stuff about, oh, it's wrong for the commissioner to step in and impact this trade, it happens all the time.
Mark, we have about a minute left. You have a best-selling book out there, How to Succeed in the Sport of Business. In your next book, will it include Mark Cuban's move to the Los Angeles Dodgers, and will it have information about your new Go campaign?
Well, the Dodgers is a long shot. I think someone's going to overpay for it, and I just don't think you've got to have enough money to invest in players to win. And if someone overpays for the asset, more power to them. It won't be me. But I'm going to take a look and see what happens. And in terms of the Go campaign, you know, quick story, Ryan, you know, you guys know I'm a technology geek, and I was working with our trainer. I'm always looking for any edge we can give the Mavs. And he started explaining to me how he wanted to start training our guys using a mid-foot strike approach to running to improve their endurance and their balance and their explosiveness. And we started looking, and it took us right to Skechers. And so I, you know, got a hold of them and started talking to them about it. And they said, look, why don't we work together? And I'll give you all a little hint, since I know y'all are big on this. We're going to be doing something really big at the Super Bowl. Ask Ryan about my last Super Bowl party. This one's going to be even bigger, and it's going to go places nobody ever expected. All
right, and Mark, we hope to see you at the NBA All-Star Game here in February. Bring that Larry O'Brien trophy. Let's have a party and show the Magic fans what it is like to hoist that trophy.
I might just have to do it. And one more thing, guys, if you want information on Skechers, go to Skechers.com/GoRun. It'll all be there. And you know what? The new arena you guys have in Orlando is amazing, and the All-Star Game is going to be incredible down there. I'm really looking forward to it.
It is terrific to have Mark Cuban with us here on Bright House Sports Network. For Mark Cuban, I'm David Baumann, Bright House Sports Network.